Hello, welcome to another recap video. This movie is about a man named Masaki. He is a taxi driver who also plays basketball in his free time. He has a son named Nagomi. His son always comes to watch his dad's matches, and he's very connected and close to him as they live alone together. Masaki's wife, Tsukasa, passed away when Nagomi was little, so he has raised their son on his own. After the match, all of them alongside his parents and friends go to Masaki's house to celebrate the win. He has his wife's photos in the main hall, and Nagomi keeps asking him about his mother and how she passed away. Masaki hugs him tightly and tells him that he has told him the story many times, but he'll tell him again as his mother was an angel, and their love story was unique and interesting. Masaki hasn't been able to forget his wife over the years, and gets emotional once he starts talking about the past. He starts telling him from the very first day that he met his wife and how their relationship started. In the past, he was also part of the basketball team. One day, he was late to his game. Once he arrived at the gym, he noticed his team members arguing with a girl. That girl was Tsukasa, who was on a wheelchair, and arguing that her team reserved the gym for today, earlier than them for boccia, which is a Paralympic sport. They kept arguing when Masaki approached them and offered to share the gym, so both teams can practice there. They reached a compromise, and both agreed upon that. Masaki kept looking at Tsukasa as she was throwing the ball because she was very professional at this sport and was a very determined and confident girl who stood up for her and her team's rights. She caught Masaki's attention the entire time. Once the practice was over, he realized that everyone was gone except Tsukasa. She wanted to call a cab. Masaki offered her to take her home as he is a taxi driver too. First, she refused his offer as she didn't like anyone to pity her, but then he convinced her that he is just doing his job. He lifted her and put her in the car. They started having conversation as he just complimented her looks and outfit, but she didn't respond positively to those compliments. Tsukasa told him that she wants to go shopping, and he agreed to take her to a store, and he would give her a ride back to her house. When they arrived, she started teasing him by moving quickly with her wheelchair to different locations and changing directions, and she noticed how patiently he followed her without getting angry or frustrated. Masaki just quickly ran after her, so he wouldn't lose her. She started talking about her condition by saying that she got into an accident during senior year of high school, which made her paralyzed. Another side effect of the accident was that sometimes she would lose some parts of her short-term memory and forget people or the things she had done. They shared an enjoyable moment together while talking and shopping. He took her back home, and Tsukasa offered him to go inside and have a cup of tea as the weather was very cold. He first hesitated as he was shy, but then agreed to go inside. She showed him how she can take care of herself on her own, but her mother hired a caretaker for her to do the daily house tasks. She looked sleepy, so Masaki left her house. Before leaving, he put a blanket on her and washed the dishes. At that time, he had a girlfriend, but he wasn't on a good side with her as they rarely met and never felt comfortable with each other. One day, he asked his friend what love means. He wanted to feel and understand that word as he realized that he doesn't have any kind of feelings towards his girlfriend. His friend told him that loving someone means that you feel happy and comfortable with that person, and whenever you are sad, you want to rush to that person to find comfort and peace. Tsukasa had the habit of visiting the orphanage and playing boccia sport with them as it helped her to cheer up. She had entered Masaki's mind, which he started getting confused about his feelings toward her as he constantly kept thinking about her and wanting to meet her. They announced that there is a customer who is disabled and wants a ride. Masaki thought that person could have been Tsukasa, so he rushed and said that he wants to go. He didn't want to miss the chance of meeting her again. They went to a restaurant together. He lifted her and carried her from the car to the restaurant and put her on the chair. As they were eating dinner, she started telling him how she was very scared in the beginning when she realized that she can't move her legs anymore, and her boyfriend in high school broke up with her after the accident because of what happened to her. Masaki became emotional, but she told him that this is just a past story and doesn't have a negative impact on her anymore, as she decided to become stronger and started to play boccia, which helped her to change her mood and become motivated. She was always cheerful without complaining or saying that she can't handle things. Masaki suddenly told her that one day she might also forget him and the places they went together. Tsukasa suddenly became silent, as that scared her because she didn't want to forget about Masaki, who'd become a very precious person in her life. They ate dinner together. When Masaki arrived home, he kept looking at Tsukasa's photo as he couldn't stop thinking about her. This was the first time that he experienced such a feeling. He decided to meet with his girlfriend and officially end things between them. When he offered her to break up, she got angry and broke a bottle on his head. She knew that they don't love each other, but was just angry that he ended things between them. He went home and constantly kept waiting for Tsukasa's text. His parents were telling him to get married soon to have many children, but he was in his own world thinking about Tsukasa. She texted him and asked him to go to the orphanage together to play with the kids. He got excited and was willing to do anything that she offered him to do. They went there together, and he played with the kids. One of the girls there asked him if he's dating with Tsukasa. Tsukasa stayed silent, but he suddenly said yes. "We are dating." She got sad and left because she wanted Masaki to officially ask her out or confess his feelings to her, which he hadn't done upon that point, which made her sad. Masaki started searching for her and finally found her in front of his door lying on the cold ground. He got very worried about her to not get cold, but she was happy to see him again and regretted for her earlier behavior, as she knew that Masaki is just a shy person who can't express his feelings easily. He took her inside and started to make her feet warm so she wouldn't feel cold. Tsukasa then told him that she was just angry at him when she left, but now she has forgiven him. He then asked, "Will you be willing to go out with me?" Instead of saying yes, she said that she needs time to think about it, and then started laughing. She was just teasing him, as Tsukasa was very excited about Masaki asking her out. Masaki asked her if he can hug her, and she agreed to it, but only to do it for 3 seconds, as they are not officially dating. He then hugged her tightly with all his emotions. He wanted to confess his feelings to her in a special way, so he asked his friend about how to do it to make it more special. His friend said to confess his feelings in another language, so she wouldn't understand it in the beginning, and then we'll find out. He taught him how to say, "I love you" in Chinese language. He then wrote a letter saying, "Wu ai ni," which means "I love you." She read it, but she understood the meaning of it, and got very happy that he confessed his love to her. They decided to go on a date to an amusement, which would be very exciting. They decided to ride carousel together. However, the manager came and said that she can't ride it as it's very dangerous for disabled individuals, so they don't allow them to ride it. Masaki got angry and started arguing that he's with her and would hold on to her, but he kept saying no. Tsukasa then said it's okay, so he wouldn't fight because of her. Masaki wanted to change her mood, so he started walking on his hands. This was very funny to her, so she asked him to do it again. He was successful in changing the mood and making her smile again. They went to eat dinner together. They suddenly noticed the boy who was in charge of the carousel was knocking on the window. He told them that now they can ride it as the manager went home earlier, so no one is there. Masaki carried Tsukasa on his back, and they rushed to get there to ride it. They both were excited for this opportunity, as earlier their mood was completely ruined. He put her on of the horses and held her tightly. As she was going up and down, he leaned towards her and started kissing her multiple times. This was their first kiss. Both of them were happy, and they officially started their relationship. Masaki finally got to know what love means and experienced the feeling of it with Tsukasa, who was full of passion and kindness. He introduced her to his friends, and they all started drinking together to celebrate their relationship. She got drunk and fell asleep. He took her home while carrying her in his arms. Tsukasa's mother opened the door and slapped him on his face. He didn't respond back and carefully took her inside and put her on her bed. He said that he is Tsukasa's boyfriend. Tsukasa's mother was afraid that he was just playing with her daughter without realizing that Masaki was very serious about their relationship. She wasn't convinced with his sincere words. The next day, he took Tsukasa to their house to introduce her to his family as his girlfriend. They were very shocked. His father didn't stay there and just left as he said that he won't approve their relationship. His mother acted very friendly towards her. Masaki went after his father because he didn't want to give up on her. His father said that he wants to have grandchildren and doesn't want his son to have hardships. Masaki told his father that he and Tsukasa love each other and that is the only thing that matters to them. She was playing cards with his mother when Masaki's dad came back home and went straight to his room. Masaki wanted to change Tsukasa's mood, so he carried her on his back and started walking by the sea. He said that nothing can stop them from being together and loving each other. They then visited Tsukasa's mother so he could officially ask her to approve their relationship. However, her mother again opposed by saying that Tsukasa can't handle doing the housework and become a wife as she needs constant care. However, Tsukasa started arguing that she can take care of her own and can actually do housework. Her mother went and brought some CDs by saying that she documented all the journey of Tsukasa after her accident and the hardships she went through. She wanted to show him these videos so he would know about all the hardships. He played the videos and grabbed her hand while watching it. The video included the moments that she just became conscious and couldn't talk at all. She had difficulty in communicating and eating on her own, where she went through many obstacles and difficulties to become better. Masaki didn't change his mind after watching those videos and said that Tsukasa is capable of doing anything as he has seen her how good she is in boccia sport and is more hardworking than many other people who can walk. The scene is changed to the present, where his son, Nagomi, fell asleep during the party, so he put him in the bed. He started telling him how much he loves him and can't forget the day that he came to him. He became emotional as he was reminded of Tsukasa and their journey together. He then remembered the day that he got the news that Tsukasa is at the hospital. He was at the gym practicing, so he rushed there without even getting changed. He found out that Tsukasa was pregnant. He got very excited about this news. While he was eating at home, he told his parents that he's becoming a father. Masaki wanted to share his happiness with his family. Tsukasa also told her mother about this news, but her mother slapped her twice because she was worried about her daughter. But Tsukasa told her how happy both she and Masaki are because of this news. He started having conversation with Tsukasa's mother. She said that she doesn't have any other choice now but to accept their relationship, but she won't forgive him if he treats her daughter poorly. Masaki got excited that she finally gave her approval. He bowed to her and promised her to make her daughter happy. Tsukasa's mother saw how devoted he is towards his family. Tsukasa was at home doing some cleaning when she heard the doorbell. She opened the door and saw that Masaki's father came there. He went inside without saying anything. She offered him to sit down. Tsukasa served him tea and welcomed him warmly. After drinking tea, he then left. Tsukasa realized that before leaving, he left a package. It contained 2 books containing list of girls' and boys' names, so they could choose from. Masaki called his mother and told her that they chose a name from the book. They wanted to name their child Nagomi, whether the child will be a boy or a girl. His mother told this news to her husband, and he started smiling as he was actually happy that his son was becoming a father and created his own family. She went to one of her friend's house who just had a baby. Tsukasa wanted to practice how to take care of a baby, so when her child was born, she wouldn't have any difficulty. This process was very enjoyable for her. Her friend gave her a ride home, and they had a fun time talking to each other. While they were in the car, she suddenly noticed Masaki at a restaurant where a woman joined her sitting on the other side of the table. She was very shocked at this scene and couldn't process it. Masaki actually met with his ex-girlfriend, who now actually has a boyfriend. He met them for a completely different reason. Tsukasa misunderstood the situation and was very angry when she arrived home. Masaki came back and wanted to talk to her, but she suddenly started crying and getting mad at him. She asked him about the girl at the restaurant. He explained to him that he met his ex-girlfriend with her current boyfriend as her boyfriend is in housing business because he wants to buy a new house for them, so he got some advice from them. Tsukasa apologized for misunderstanding him and was happy that Masaki was thinking about their future. Their wedding day arrived. Everyone came to their wedding, and they were happy to finally form their family. During the wedding ceremony, she screamed and said that the child just kicked. Masaki got excited, and he put his ear on her stomach to hear it. They were impatiently waiting for their child to be born. The day of the delivery came. Masaki hugged his family tightly, saying that both mother and the child are doing fine. His father hugged him and showed his happiness for his son. Tsukasa came out of the room with the child in her arms. Their beautiful family was just created, which was about to get destroyed before even giving them the chance to enjoy their time with the three of them together. Masaki was lying on the bed beside her. She then told him, "I love you so much" in English, and then said, "Wo I ni." He said, "Wo I ni too." She wasn't feeling very well and told him that is very tired and wants to sleep. He thought that she just wants to sleep, but she actually didn't feel well. After that, Tsukasa fell unconscious and passed away. The reason of her death was acute liver failure during pregnancy, which had nothing to do with her condition. When Masaki got to know that his beloved wife passed away, he went out in the snow and non-stop started crying. He couldn't believe this reality because they were both excited to live together and have a new life with their son. The scene is changed to the present where he is again in a basketball match, and his son Nagomi is watching him. He makes a goal and causes his team win. His son then rushes to him, and Masaki hugs him and lifts him. He loves his son a lot and has raised him well. After that match, he takes his son to a restaurant to eat together. Nagomi asks about his mother again. Masaki tells him that her mother keeps watching them from heaven and is proud of him as he's a great son. Masaki tries to be a good father for his son, so Tsukasa will be satisfied and won't get worried about them. He sometimes blames himself and thinks that Tsukasa would have been alive if she didn't meet him, but he's sure that Tsukasa was also happy like him for meeting and loving each other, and the result of their love is Nagomi, who is his entire life now. The movie ends with the scene from the past before becoming closer to each other. They took picture together with sport clothes. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for upcoming recap videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. Bye everyone.